run with Taylor to begin the drive.
We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. He was creeping up toward 200 yards. Thought he was going to get there. Didn't quite make it, but also 2 rushing touchdowns.
And even if he only got about half those numbers this week, his team would take it in a heartbeat, wouldn't they? Because last week, he was spectacular.
From the 27,
Tua. He'll drop this down to Taylor.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Here's Tua. Open man is Taylor. He's got it.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. The Steelers at 13-1 now on the year. They've gone a full couple of months now since their last loss. Winners of 8 in a row.
And we always talk about how a team has to play complementary football in order to really be a good squad. But I think in this league, if your offense isn't playing really well as this one is, you're not going to run off this kind of a streak.
To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Tua setting up shop to throw again. Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Oh, they pitch to the tight end. It's a fake. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. So now the Rams will get their first opportunity with a football. Orchestrating the offense will be a man who, of course, won a national title back in his days at Clemson, Deshaun Watson.
And he makes it so difficult for all defenses because when he's got the ball, it's hard to say when a play is truly over because he can create from any spot on the field and in any situation, even when it appears that he's contained. When he's running your offense, a big play could arrive from any possible spot.
Now left side on the swing pass. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
3rd and 2, Watson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. He's going to look deep for more. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And that's how you start a drive, because they had this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
Back to Taylor on first down.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
Jonathan Taylor, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are on the board first on the road here in L.A.
One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
An extra point by Bass, up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. There's a little bit jumping. You understand the same just with us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Throwing on third down, Watson. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Drop for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there.
And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Meanwhile, checking in on what's going on in Baltimore. And the Bengals out to the early advantage. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. On 2nd and 9, Tua. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. I'll tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
So third down, and defensively the Rams have added 2 extra DBs. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Out to the left, he's got his tight end Knox. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
I think that we all figured when he called it that short of the marker, that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. As the Rams offense comes back out, here is the NFC playoff picture coming into the weekend.
And for them right now, not a done deal. They are holding down one of the final 3 wild card spots with 2 weeks to go. But, you know, there are others, Charles, kind of nipping at their heels a bit.
And, Brandon, it's always worth keeping in mind, and I have to keep writing it down for myself. Remember, it's 7 teams in each conference now making the playoffs. So that brings more important games to the end of the season. So, in theory, more teams alive for a postseason berth later in the year.
Now Watson.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. His first catch, good for 14 there, and a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
That one goes for 24 yards.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
On the draw, it's Gibson.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Gibson again.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. Now it's Watson. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Tua. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got a man. Complete.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
It's a big play there for the Steelers. And even 40 yards.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. 1st and 10, Taylor now. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Tua. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Preston Williams with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers go up by 2 touchdowns. And he just did get those feet in there on the side of the end zone. Well done.
Probably the exact size foot necessary, because I think if he had another half size, that catch doesn't count. And he's able to get it in, and it counts for a touchdown.
Here's Bass now for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay.
There he goes, left side. Past the 20. Touchdown, LA. Tyreek Hill. 75 yards. And the Rams are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that, man. One play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And now out come the Steelers. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
That'll give them 8 that time, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. They'll try the left side with Taylor. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. On 2nd and 9, Tua. Going to be caught here left side, Moore. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring
on second down.
On second down, it's Taylor.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
59 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Again, it's Taylor.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Tua now on first down. And his throw here's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Tua going to throw. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Going to the air. Tagovailoa.
Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal.
From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt.
The kick by Bass is good.
And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Taken at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. 1 play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line.
On 2nd and 7, Watson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I won't wait until the season's over, but he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays. Yeah. They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? They'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Here comes the Rams punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. 92 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I loved one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go to the ground again with Taylor. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up.
But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Patrick. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
They'll run here with Taylor.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Again, it'll be Taylor.
A good display of power, but ultimately it gets him just inside the 5 to the 4 and no further. 2 and now, 3rd and goal. Touchdown! Tim Patrick from 4 yards out. His guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, if it was to bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates.
He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred the defense.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
You're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Tua.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Tua. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first.
So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal.
That's just 32 yards officially from the right hash.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Watson.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down.
A handoff running left is Gibson.
And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Jake Camarda sent on now to punt this away.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. there's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room.
Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. He'll get this one to Patrick.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
They'll run with Gibson.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
A gain of 6. That's good for the Rams.
They'll try the air now with Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
He's looking for another 4-sack game. That's how many he had last week. That's his 3rd.
And when I watch him rush the passer, the thing that always comes to mind for me is how well he uses his hands. The martial arts stuff that a lot of guys do in the offseason to work on those, paying dividends for him. He's getting home in a big way.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun, here's Watson. Under pressure, they got him again.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time, multiple guys get to it.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? They're gonna look to throw. And he's going to go down again.
Gregory Rousseau
in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner. And I don't think with 3 scores down in the 3rd quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. Here comes the Rams punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's fielded at the 45. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
They give to Taylor out of the gun.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately, They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
He'll drop this down to Taylor, and he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They'll run the toss here with Taylor.
Tackle made by Eric Kendricks. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Tua. He finds his man, complete. It's Patrick.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he completes it to the tight end, Knox. And in for the Steelers, touchdown. Dawson Knox from 21 yards away, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Tyler Bass now for the point after.
And that stretches the lead to 27. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there.
Well, with 3 weeks left, they are in one of those 3 wild card spots, Charles, but that spot is not clinched, and there's not a ton of breathing room for them, so the bottom line, they just need to focus on winning right now.
Yeah, they totally have their eyes open, don't they? They know they've got teams trying to run them down. They can hear their footsteps. The question coaches ask guys in the locker room, do you have another gear left to pull away and lock in that playoff spot? If so, let's hit it.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. A shotgun snap for Watson. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
Well, that wasn't exactly a work of art, was it?
No, that wasn't a thing of beauty. That's just why I don't play in points per reception fantasy league.
Is that what they call
the receiver
PPR?
still gets a point there. Yeah.
Oh.
And you went that far back. No bueno.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wish I had their defense on my fantasy game.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Again, it's Watson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Watson.
Throw right side, taken in by Gibson.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, they wound up losing yardage.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now it's Watson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
And the Steelers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter, it would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42.
After the turnover, it's Tua.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Running straight ahead, Taylor.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
132 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
They run once more with Taylor.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup.
Tua sets up to pass it. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
It's 3rd down.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal.
From the right hash, this from 53.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, the only silver lining on the other sideline, CD, is that they kept him out of the end zone, but still, that's another 3 points added on to this large lead.
Yeah, no shortage of scoring or big plays on defense in this one. And even up by 4 possessions, still finding ways to create opportunities and capitalize with points.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good. But there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Here comes the Rams punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and out will come the offense as they take over.
You see Tim Patrick as he and the rest of this offense get set for the upcoming series.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. It's not to be engaged when you're seeing them try to have a big game like this. But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He finds his man, complete. It's Patrick. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
From the gun, it's Taylor.
A gain of 3, second down.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line.
On the handoff, this is Taylor. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. The Steelers on third down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6. He finds his man, complete. That's Patrick. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle is going to be made at the Rams' 45-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now a handoff. Taylor with it.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
On the handoff, Taylor.
Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2.
On third down, here's Taylor. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 167 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
First and 10, Taylor now. For the run show, Fatukasi there on the tackle.
Brought down at the 23-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up
They'll try the left side with Taylor.
A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first. Now this drive, they're 2 for 2 on third down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Throw taken in by Taylor, left side. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed.
So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal.
From the left hash, this from 37.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
Watson on first down.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Now a give to Taylor. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. Throwing on 2nd and 8.
Tua. They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
He's had success running the football, and this is more or less an extension of that because they drop it off to him on the screen. And I'll bet he's thinking to himself, if I did have to slow up a bit here in traffic, I could have really made something out of that one.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Preston Williams
With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Steelers extend their 4th quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ballgame.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Watson.
That's going to be caught downfield by Anderson.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. To throw is Watson.
He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Watson looks to throw again.
That one thrown away from the pocket. And the officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
So good field position for the Rams as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's Watson.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hill.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
3rd and 2, Watson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Here comes the Rams punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20.
The Steeler offense set to regain possession. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Now, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that